Welcome back to Reality Realness meets Entertainment in Color. I'm your host here, Francis, with my amazing co-host, Tamika Francis. How are you on this Friday, Tamika?
I'm awake.
You're awake.
I
That's
didn't
good.
take a nap this week.
Ooh, naps are very good for you, like in general. They help rejuvenate you. So I'm sorry that you didn't get to have a nap.
No, but it's all good. It's Friday. We're pushing through.
Pushing
Pushing through.
through, pushing through. So we're here to talk about Love Island UK season 8, episode 47, I think. We have about 10 episodes left, I believe, maybe 9 now. Not
Yeah.
exactly sure.
No.
We're getting to the home stretch, and so I'm happy that we're dwindling down. I wish that I believed in the couples a little bit more, or like, yeah, I just wish that I like the couples more, but I think that I'm happy that this journey is about to end.
Yeah, there's only one couple I like.
Who's that?
Let's go.
Tammy and India.
To me, they're the only couple that has like real chemistry. Like even the stuff they did tonight, there's just like I get it. Like they have literal fun together, which it's really hard to find that in a relationship. So I see now why India. Well, on top of that, apparently a whole. But remember, I told you a couple days ago, certain Islanders had come out and was saying how much. So a ton of Islanders have come out of the villa and just said how they want Dami and India to win. They have a feeling Ekin-Su and Davide will, but they're their favorite couple.
I mean, you can't. Sometimes the favorite couple of the Islanders or of like the super fans are not the
Yeah,
same. A couple
same.
of the people that are voting and that have the most power in the votes here. So I don't know if we'll get that outcome, but I would love to see it for sure. Hi, Jessica. Thanks for being here. So we hear like the after part of Adam and Paige in their moment where they aren't exclusive, but they're not seeing other people, and so he lets the guys know like we had a good chat, and they're like, oh, lots of kissing. Tammy's like, oh, good chat, lots of kisses. We saw that. And he's buzzing. And I'm like, I don't really think you're buzzing. Like, I think he's just saying what he thinks he needs to say to make people believe that he's actually into her. I'm sorry, Paige. I don't think he's that into you. I
I
really
don't
don't.
believe a word that's coming out of his mouth. I do believe her a little bit now because she's doing that giddy thing that she was doing when she was with Jax,
Mm-hmm.
um, which I don't think you can
Your
fake.
face is like you smelled something bad.
Yeah, like it's not a good look on her. Um, but girl, I don't think he likes you. So it's like,
um Yeah, I don't think so either, but I think he's trying to get to the end, potentially win, potentially rebrand himself, potentially
mhm.
make him another hot commodity again. So coming off the show, and if he's like, ooh, like he's a good guy now, let me see if he's a good guy and if he's going to stick with Paige. And like the girls are going to be like, oh, this is a challenge now. And I don't know if he has the ability to resist like beautiful women throwing themselves at him. So I don't see him staying with Paige that long. And he said something I thought that was very telling. He
Mhm.
said, she's not going to get on you about going out and stuff like that.
Yep.
And
I
that
think that's
to
what
me
Jax liked about her too.
is that she's a pushover. She will forgive always. She doesn't command like respect in that level from her partners. She's a bit of a doormat. And I think that that is what Jax picked up about her. Because when he's like, oh,
Yep.
I could tell that you've been cheated on. And then I think it's the same quality that Adam is picking up about her is that she's, for whatever reason, she's willing to allow people to disrespect her in that way.
Yeah, I definitely think that's what Jax picked up on. Um, and remember that was his issue with Gemma, and she's like, I
Gemma
just
wouldn't
didn't
allow
trust
it.
you. Yeah, she wouldn't allow it. I mean, even when Paige came back from Casa Amor, she's like, oh well, he did tell me that that's what he planned on doing,
Planned on doing what do you mean? Sorry.
like playing around with the girls, like exploring his
Oh,
potential. Yeah,
I'd be pissed if I just went to Casa Amor. Oh, Casa Amor. Sorry, I'm thinking of the Hideaway. Sorry. Yes. Uh, yeah.
he's like, but I told you I was going to do that. She's like, yeah, you did tell me.
And why were you okay with that? Like,
Switch over.
hi, Danita. Hi. I feel like Adam is definitely playing a role to get those votes for the end. Mm-hmm.
I
I
don't think we
do.
can stop him. He has 1 million followers.
I'm fine. Like, I'm fine with him coming on and playing the game. That's fine. I
Hmm.
mean, I think it just sucks that having his power
Hmm.
will definitely take away from there being a possibility of Damian India getting the win.
Hmm.
Um, but we could also hope that everybody else splits votes. So Adam will get a bunch of votes. Gemma and Luca will get a bunch of votes, and Davide and Ekin-Su will get a bunch of votes, and maybe having a lot of the Black and POC vote, and maybe a lot of some of the Fiat 500 maybe that are still interested in India and Dami, and maybe they can sneak out a win since those three couples will be splitting votes. It's possible.
Yeah, yeah. I it, the good thing is the Islanders do get to vote. Um,
Into the
it's just
final four.
whether it's just whether or not they're threatened by them or not.
I do not think that it would be possible for them to dump the only Black couple that have been together for most of the season
Hmm.
at the final four. I think that that would be really gross. So I think just optically, I do not think that production would allow that to happen.
Right.
I hope not. I think that the final four, the casualty, maybe Andrew and Tasha. I'm gonna go with that because they haven't been liked by the audience, unless they want to keep someone unliked by the audience in the final four. But I just feel like they've been like, you found each other, like you've had your ups and downs, but I think this is the end of the road for you. So let's
I
hope
mean,
for that.
I will say if they do land in the bottom tomorrow, um, they might feel like they're like, okay,
I'm
people
good.
hate Damia now, so we can vote them into the final because they're never going to win. So,
True.
I mean, I think it kind of works both ways at this
Mm-hmm.
point.
So Jessica, yeah, that's what we said about Paige. Paige is an easy target for these guys who are players. Absolutely. Absolutely. So Paige is talking to the girls and she's like, I've never felt like this before. And she's like, we're basically kind of exclusive. And it's like,
No, you're
well,
not.
like, why can't you just say that you're exclusive then, Adam? Like, why are basically kind of sort of exclusive? Don't see necessarily anybody, but we're not actually exclusive. So that means he doesn't have any rules, right? Like, I don't think that you need to put a leash on somebody or be watching their every move, but like with being exclusive is just making a commitment to the other person, right? And
Right,
that's just kind of saying that you are willing to put their interest interest first and not want to disrespect him in any sort of way. That to me is what any sort of exclusivity or boyfriend and girlfriend means, is that you're going to always be considerate of the other person's feelings in all your actions.
right,
And so him not wanting to put that label on it means that he still wants to be able to do whatever he wants and have the excuse that, like, well, we're not exclusive yet, so I don't need to care about you.
and this is my thing. When India and Dami had the conversation, it made more sense to me than what they're saying. Um, he's like, we don't like the word exclusive, fine, but we're it for each other, fine. We would be boyfriend and girlfriend, but she wants to, she wants her mother to approve. Fine. All of that makes sense. What they're saying right now, y'all have nothing. There are no ties. You're basically trying to say exclusive, but really not, because you're like, oh, well, we don't like that word, but you're also not saying a word that actually means that you guys are together.
Well,
So
or what it actually means that you're not exclusive means. Like, does it mean that you will not be seeing any other people? Does it
right,
mean that I have to let you know some things that I'm doing in here? Like, what does those terms mean? Or does it just mean that, Paige, you won't do anything out of pocket, but I can. That's what it seems like to me. Hi, Lady Lyrics. Thank you for being here as well. So Natalia and Davide are having a conversation, and she's like, "Oh, have you thought about going to Brazil?" And he's like, "Not like today."
That was the weirdest conversation. I felt like I missed the conversation. I'm like, but this is the same night. And so I'm confused.
I do have to say that Natalia looked very pretty with that ponytail, and like her makeup I thought looked really good.
Oh, I didn't pay attention to her. I was driving most of it.
That's okay. And so Ekin-Su is looking on with Gemma and Tasha, and she was like trying not to look like she was looking, so she's getting Tasha to be her eyes to watch their conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Tasha didn't really feel like doing it because she's kind of rolling her eyes about it, but I was just like, play into this, like. I don't know. It's storyline, regardless of whether Ekin-Su you think it's annoying that she's doing that. It's literally being aired right now. So Tasha, play the role. Like, I don't know. I just the fact that like I do find that Ekin-Su kind of lobs a lot of like potential storylines or things to go on, and like Tasha's just like, yeah, he's like, yeah, they're talking. He hasn't moved. Like
Yeah.
I would have probably gotten really into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I sent you a tweet that basically said exactly what you
Oh,
said.
yeah, I saw the tweet. Yes, and I
Yeah,
agree,
a couple days
100%.
ago, where you said basically Ekin-Su and Dami have basically been the stars of this show, and they have made, like, in both ways, they've both been villains, they've both been
Heroes.
basically heroes. Like, they have entertained us whether you like them or not. They have entertained us the entire way, and I can't disagree. Even Dami's fall from grace was, there was just moments. So if it wasn't for those two, and I do feel like a lot of Dami is producer led, only because he's the one always asking the questions. Ekin-Su's always the one prodding situations. Dami's always the one prodding conversations. And
And he does do like you should go give her the tour. He does
yeah,
do a
yeah, that's
little
it.
bit of
That's
that
it.
as well. But yes, I agree. It's like, oh, let's play a truth or dare.
Yeah.
How about yeah, he definitely instigates in a different way. But yes, I
And
agree.
then another tweet pointed out, oh, I think it was Murad who, like I said, but this is the most amount of OGs headed into the finals still in the game. Like, we only lost three people, which was Amber,
Ikenna.
Ikenna, and Liam. Otherwise, everybody else came into the villa after. And so that, like, considering that, and then to make it that it's really only two of them that are really, and that doesn't take away from India. I think India is great too. Like,
But
but
she needed to have Dami on there for
she
her
needs
storyline to
she
be
needs
great.
a Demi. She needs a Demi. She needs a
Like what was going on
protagonist,
with her and Ikenna, that was not
antagonist.
entertainment,
Right,
right?
right, right. So she needed the protagonist. She needed an antagonist. But even Jay said, he's like, no, what they have is real. He's like, I'm telling you, I was there when he was still with Amber, and he would have conversations with India, and then he just, the like, you could see it. Like, you could see it on his face, you could see it in his body. Like, he really should have been with her. And so it, like, that's the thing. It's like that story. And I said that, like, yeah, okay, we might not like him for her, but you ever watch those romance movies where you're like, like Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast. Beast is a prick the entire movie, but she sees something in him that makes her love him, and it makes us love him in return. That is this situation, and we just have to go with it.
I'm fine with it right now. Everything that he's done up until this point, like I'm fine with it. Especially because they're young still. She's fine with moving on right now. She's not allowing that to judge everything.
Yeah,
Um,
she said it.
I'm over it. I'm
I'm
pretty
over it.
much.
She's over it. Summer's over it. Summer came out, and again, she's like Demi and India favorites, and she's like, India's her girl. Her and Danica, and India are the Powerpuff Girls, and she's good with Demi. She said, I said what I had to say with him in there. She's like, yes, it was difficult, and I was upset, but we're fine.
Hmm. So Ekin-Su, our other starlet over here, is just talking into the camera about like, my man is very good looking, and that's my husband. Keep your hands off. I'm like, Ekin-Su. I'm still a fan, of course.
Mhm.
So Nathalia goes and talks to Adam, and he's like, I realized that I have a lot more feelings in Paige than I knew, and so he basically friend zones Nathalia. And I'm just like, well, he has to do that to be able to play along with this storyline, right?
None of
So,
it is believable, but yeah.
correct. Jessica says Paige believes anything Adam says. Has she forgotten that he broke up with his girlfriend 2 months ago? She falls too hard, too fast, and she's easily infatuated. That's why she could forget Jax so easily. Agreed, 100%.
Fair point.
And if
Fair point.
he broke up with his girlfriend 2 months ago, do you think it was to come on the show and go into quarantine?
Yep.
And do you think that maybe after he wins the money, he might get back together with his girlfriend?
Absolutely.
And do you think that Jax is going to be waiting for her still?
Yes.
You do?
I do think Jax is going to be waiting for her.
Until after Adam breaks up with her coming out of the villa.
Mhm.
I don't know, but his ego is so big.
I mean, but to me, this Adam Page thing is not believable.
No, I know,
So
but one of the reasons why he said he left the villa is because or maybe somebody tweeted this, but he didn't want to be second fiddle or lose to Adam in there.
yeah, somebody said that to him, said that about him, but that's not what he said. He's saying still that he's going to wait for her. I don't know if she's coming back to him though.
I
After
mean,
Adam called her,
well, she's gonna get pied by him, I think. But
right?
we'll
But
see.
I still don't know if that means. I think she's probably going to be like, well, I'm gonna stay here until he gets rid of me. I don't know if I see her going back to Jax. I can see Jax trying to clean up his image and be boyfriend and girlfriend with her, and yeah.
So King Cash wants to know, why do people act like 2 months isn't a reasonable amount of time to move on? And Jax was not treating her well, of course. When Adam showed up and treats her well, she moved on. I mean, I think 2 months, sure, you can get over somebody in 2 months, but if 2 months is right before you go into quarantine for Love Island, I think it's questionable. I think it's questionable your intentions of coming on the show. Because 2 months would literally be exactly when they would have been quarantined for 2 weeks before going into the villa. So
And it's not like we're specifically just questioning Adam. I still question Deji.
true.
But Deji's girlfriend at least came out and was reaming him. Have we heard anything about Adam's girlfriend?
No, it seems like it was like a secret pact, Well,
Mm-hmm.
like, hey, I'm gonna go on the show. I don't really like
Mm-hmm.
this girl. I like you. I'm gonna come back to you. Let's see if I get some more clout,
Mm-hmm.
get some more brand deals, get
Mm-hmm.
maybe the win. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure that
What are
he
you
got
supposed
paid
to
a pretty
say?
penny.
What are you supposed to say? No.
Not when you're 26. Like, this is like your new career hustle.
Right.
Like, mm-mm.
Many people have done it. We don't put it past them, but the audience is not smart enough to see. Like, to me, I think this is way clearer than a Caleb Justine situation. Absolutely more clearer. That's
Mhm.
what the plan is, in my opinion.
So Jessica agrees. I believe this is with Damia in India. I'm over it. I like them together. You can't deny their chemistry. Agreed.
Especially after this episode. Absolutely.
Agreed. So after Davide goes and joins Ekin-Su and Gemma, and he immediately, unprompted, tells Ekin-Su about his conversation that he had with Nathalia, and he's like, oh, but I'm gonna tell her now, like, that there's nothing, you know what I mean? And I was like, and she's like, okay, good. What was really funny though, so Ekin-Su was like, because they're watching her talk to Nathalia talk um to Adam. And so Ekin-Su was like, Adam and Paige are kind of exclusive. And Davide said, so are we. And I was like, oh, that
What?
was the first time that he kind of made a claim to the level of seriousness of their commitment to each other. So I was very surprised. And then Davide gets up and goes to clear the air with Nathalia.
It kind of felt like, oh, damn, he beat me to the punch.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get rid of her. 1 second.
And so I thought that Nathalia was really rude when she was walking with Davide. So she's walking over and she's like basically making it seem as though Ekin-Su is telling him to do this and that he doesn't want to do it at all. And she's just like walking over and just being like, "Oh, like you're not allowed to talk to me. Like you're getting reprimanded for talking." I'm just like, Nathalia, none of that happened from what I saw, anyways, on the show. Like Ekin-Su didn't barely said a word, and Davide came over there and was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go break it off with her."
I think Natalia overplayed her hand. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I think she was going in for as Ekin-Su, trying to beat Ekin-Su, and she should have been a different character. I don't necessarily think that Davide necessarily loves Ekin-Su's character all the time. I think that if she maybe played it differently, maybe she could have made some leeway. A
Um,
week out, I doubt it. I think he's just looking at the money right now.
I think she might have had a better chance, maybe with like no, maybe not. But it was like at Andrew, like going in as being like a super sweet and doing all the things that Tasha never did for Andrew. Like,
Hmm.
but I think that he would have closed the door right away. But I don't know. I think she thought that she met her match and or thought that she was going to beat Ekin-Su, and she definitely met her match. And I think Ekin-Su was going to prevail no matter what. Having like 5 years on her, 4 years, like, mm-mm.
Hmm.
So Davide talks to Nathalia and is like, "Congratulations, you are the second guy to friend zone me today." I guess she handled it decently, but like she should have kind of known.
I really don't know what she like. Did she really just soup up her head that she was gonna make somebody's head turn? Like that must have been what it was, because she was really upset. It's like almost like she felt led on, and I was like, but neither guy has led you on in
Maybe
any.
she thought it would be easier.
Maybe she thought it would be easier.
So we see Danica and Jamie sitting and chatting, and he said it's on his bucket list to kiss her by the fire pit, and he kind of goes in for a kiss. And I guess one thing I like Danica, like
Hmm.
that happens when she's in these moments is like I never see the moment build up. It's always like, "Can I kiss you?" Or like just grabbing her face and kissing her. Like I never see that chemistry and the pull in and like the need to kiss from those two, or from Danica anyways, and obviously with whoever she's kissing. So it's just very interesting that I it seems it's in her interactions that they're very allowing like the moment to build on its own. A lot of things just seemed a little forced, but I like that Jamie is still putting in some effort with her, and that is willing to even just like stick it on her because she doesn't do it well on her own, I guess, at this point.
Mm-mm.
So in her confessionals, though, she thinks that maybe he's a good egg. So I think that he probably is a good egg. He seems really sweet. I don't know
Yes,
if she actually likes him, but I think she's going to ride it out until as far as she can. Um,
I absolutely feel like he's the most genuine of the
mhm,
four that walked in,
absolutely,
and
absolutely.
I do believe he really thinks that she was probably his best option coming in. He was attracted to her. Um, I'm not sure if she necessarily liked him. It just felt like a little weird because she was like still kind of entertaining Reese, and I'm just like, okay, I get entertaining him, but like, this shouldn't be even a decision. There's nothing Reese was bringing to the
Oh
table
my
in
gosh,
order
no.
for me to have some confusion.
I agree here, Jessica. So Jessica says, I think it's a show, it's the show just showing them kissing. They clearly are also talking, but Danica seemed more giggly and a little bit more laid back from what we did see. So that's good. Yeah, she seems a little bit more chill. Oh, Sans, I'm sorry. So yes, we went live only about 24 minutes ago. So we're like halfway through the episode.
Hmm.
Sorry, but we are here. Hi. Thanks for joining. So we see, what did you think about Lacey and Deji having a conversation about her cheekbones, and he was kind of like negging, kind of flirting with being like, "Oh, but you don't have like cheekbones like me," and like talking about how like and you don't have dimples, and I don't know. It was kind of flirty banter, but it didn't work for me.
Yeah, he was cute. He was throwing the ball to her. She wasn't catching it.
Yeah, they don't really have a vibe.
Mm-mm. I
No
don't
vibe.
even know if it's a vibe. They're just awkward,
Yeah, well,
and
vibe is like, in the same groove, in the same pocket,
they're
like
just
have
not. Mm-mm,
like they flow,
mm-hmm,
They don't have
mm-hmm,
that, in my opinion.
mm-mm.
So we start to get the preamble before the moment that we saw in the preview, where Ekin-Su is like, "Well, me and Davide likes pineapple on pizza," and she's like, or like they started talking about pizza. She's like, "Do you like pizza?" And Davide's like, "I don't like pineapple on pizza," and Natalia's like, "No, that's you." That's an offense to put pineapple on a pizza, and so it became a little bit of a fight. And Ekin-Su is like, drop the attitude. And we saw what we saw on the preview where she's like,
Do you have a
um,
problem with
do
me?
you have a problem with me? And she's like, do you have a problem with you? Like, what happened there? What were your thoughts on that? Like, because I do think that what's her name? Nathalia is giving attitude to Ekin-Su. I do think that Ekin-Su was being playful, but also marking her territory at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what do you think of that whole interaction?
I thought it was funny at first, which is I think what Ekin-Su was trying to go for. Like I think she was trying to break the ice,
Yeah,
and Natalia would not drop it, which was just weird. Like my whole thing is nobody made you any promises. Nothing's been done to you. You're kind of being unfair.
yeah. I mean, she definitely wasn't. I wasn't a fan of Nathalia in this whole interaction, and
Mhm.
so if she's trying to get these guys to be on her side, like I don't know if they would overlook that because I'd just be like, she doesn't seem like
She
that
causes
fun to.
problem. Yeah, she
Hmm.
causes problems. She There was no other personality but nastiness from her and rudeness, and mm-mm. I don't think she's. I told you I didn't like her from the last few days, so this was just
I think
like
she's pretty, but that's kind of it. Um, what? Well, the question is though, do you enjoy pineapple on your pizza?
I do with ham.
I do as well. That's actually the inventor of Hawaiian pizza, which is ham and pineapple or bacon
Hmm.
and pineapple on a pizza, is a Canadian that invented that.
Oh, nice.
So it actually is. Many Canadians will enjoy that because it's always been an option.
Right.
And so it might not be an option even in Italy. I don't remember seeing pineapple on pizza in Italy,
Hmm.
but it's definitely was invented in Canada. And I
Yeah.
love pineapple on pizza. I don't eat meat anymore, but I do have a nice pineapple and hot pepper combo. I'm
Hmm.
into that.
Yeah. I think too the pizza in Italy is like thinner, not as much cheese, that kind of stuff.
It's
I don't even know.
delicious.
Pineapple is a tropical fruit at that, so would they even have it? They would have to import it. So
Yeah, it's not readily available.
right.
So Jessica agrees with you, Tamika. Danica had me worried with Reese. I think that she's been pied so much she didn't want to put all of her eggs in one basket. She seems more cautious, and I can understand why. I can understand why, but that could have backfired. You know what I mean?
I was literally worried. It's like, please don't say Reese. And then he was mad, like at the recovery. And she's like, what is going on? Why is everybody mad tonight?
I agree, Jessica. They definitely hyped up that fight way more to be way more serious than it actually wound up being. I think Natalia was already pissed about being friend zoned, so that's why she's being so dramatic about the pizza. I was definitely Team Ekin-Su in that little thing. But the pizza, and she goes gets the chips, and I don't know, like no matter what, Ekin-Su has been in that villa with them for 6 weeks. Like, who are you to Talia to be coming in there and just like giving the attitude? Like, it was just not. It was just not well received on my end, and I'm sure it wasn't within the villa as well.
Right.
And she said something about like, "Oh, you got the show tonight." It's like, shut up, shut up. So I've got a text. Hideaway is open. Hashtag salon ready. Were you surprised that India and Dami received the hideaway?
Absolutely. I thought it would have been Ekin-Su and Davide, but it seemed like they wanted them outside for
Well, to the drama potentially
the
with
drama.
mhm.
Um, but I also feel like it. they deserved it.
Absolutely.
I feel like it was their time. Like, even though we said like, oh, it's probably gonna be Ekin-Su and Davide, I really do feel like India and Dami deserve some alone time.
100%. I love them all getting ready, and Dammy's getting ready with the guys, and he's like, "Andrew, can you give you any tips on how to open the salon?" And then I think it was probably Luca who was like, "Drop the Crocs." I was like, "Yes,
Only
drop the
time I laughed
Crocs."
about Luca the entire episode, because he was an idiot most of this. Ugh.
So Dabby, are you excited? And he's like walking, they're all walking them to the hideaway, and he's like very excited, like a kid on Christmas. But he's like, no, 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 not at all. Not at all. And like I was like, you guys are very cute. I
Yes,
thought she looked really good in
he
that
looked
red
so good.
lingerie.
He's like, I only have purple, which is boring. Purple's never boring, people.
I love
And
purple.
but
Tasha gave her the red
that
one, and it looked
that
really good.
red.
It looked very good.
So thank you, Tasha, for still being there to hand off that, because she looked amazing, and it was so funny how he looked compared to her walking to the highway.
hmm
He's in gray sweats, which, a lot of women do find sexy. But that
What's
being
sexy? Oh, sweatpants.
gray
It's
sweats.
good. Gray sweatpants
But
is good.
that being said, she they were dressed in the same
Style. Well, he was kind of
style.
Magic Mike style. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? I
yeah.
remember like anytime I've gone to like a strip club when it's like ladies' night or whatever, and so it's
Hmm.
male strippers. Like there's always like one guy that comes out that's like a beat boy, and he's like wearing like a hat and like no shirt and like
Yeah,
gray sweatpants. And he's all
yeah.
like, "Y'all horny? Let's do it. Ride it, my pony." Sun says, not surprised. It's their time. Ekin will be next week. India's outfit looked beautiful. 100%
Yeah,
agree.
yeah.
I don't know if they're going to be another hideaway or not, but definitely they're going to get a super date, I think. Oh, I
Def-
like pineapple and tuna pizza.
hmm.
I've like tuna, like canned tuna or
Ahi tuna.
yeah, like good quality tuna.
Because
Good quality tuna I can
I
see on
can
that.
see ahi tuna.
Canned, I can't see.
I can't see canned tuna.
But I can see like mahi mahi or like, well, that's like not tuna, but like it's like that kind of like a fatty,
Fish. Yeah.
chubby kind of
Hmm.
tuna.
I can see that. I can see that.
Hmm. Jessica was happy for them in India would look good in anything. True. Can you guys not bring a fancy pair of boxers, a nice robe or something? Yeah,
Like,
like do you remember when Jax went and he was just wearing his dirty underwear? Like I was
yeah.
just like disgusting.
Like, please bring a robe. Even if it's like you think
Seriously.
you're gonna be boxing, then just throw it on. Like, come on.
Also, did you kind of laugh when Luca was like, "Bye, Deji"? I think it
I
was Luca.
did not. I did not hear that.
When he was
So
going in.
so terrible. I do love how he was like, he picked up India, then he was like marching her on her way, and then he was so excited. He was like, "Listen, she's too slow." Like ahead of her, and she's behind. It was actually cute as hell.
It
It
was
really
very
was.
cute. It was a moment for sure. It was
Yeah.
fun. Dana says all the girls don't bring lingerie for the hideaway. I didn't know sharing laundry was a thing. They do seem to share laundry, which I think is weird. But I'm wondering if they do get every week. They get to get clothes from different like companies that are they're
Right.
sponsoring the season.
Right.
I remember Sharon from last season said that like yeah, you get to pick and you can pick whatever you want. So
Right.
potentially maybe Tasha picked that for herself and it
Right.
was never worn and she's like hey
Right.
you can wear
Exactly.
this
Right.
not like their laundry that they brought from home that they just wore yesterday. I
Right.
think it might be new lingerie that they had that they might have selected for themselves but they hadn't worn yet. So
Right.
I don't think that it's actually lingerie sharing. I think it's just something that she's selected for herself that she's
Right.
willing to have India have.
Right. It's probably never been used. It's probably brand new, and she just didn't get to use it. She used something else for her hideaway because she was wearing what, red or black or something like that.
Don't remember.
Like, and then it just happened to be like, oh, I have this here, and we've seen it. I don't think this is the first time we've seen them do this. Like, they do this every season. So,
Yeah.
I think the lingerie pool is like a thing. Like, they get brand new lingerie that and it also depends on sizing. Like, they're all not going to be the same size, so it's whatever was in the pool at the time, and they just picked it like, oh, I like this color, oh, I like this color, and
And
then
then it doesn't
who,
fit or something,
right,
or
right, or they one person goes to the hideaway, the other person didn't get to go to the highway or already went in a different color, and they're like, hey, you could just use this one.
exactly. They'll probably get more free clothes in a couple of days. So
Right.
that's what I think went on there, because laundry sharing is not really a thing
No.
at all. Um, so she gives him a massage and all that stuff, and they were kind of funny and they're being a little bit silly and cute. Like, I like seeing them interact in the hideaway. I like them. Sorry, I just do.
Yeah.
I'm happy to watch them.
Yeah.
I'm happy they got their alone time.
Blame us
Um,
if you. I'm not necessarily standing them. I'm just saying, to me, to me, I love their chemistry.
mhm.
Shoot.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. So, Davide, someone put a quarter in Davide, and he was also all of a sudden kind of funny. He's like, tomorrow, Ekin-Su versus Nathalia making pancakes, banana pancakes. I thought that it was really funny that this was happening. And,
Mhm.
there was a little bit of a spat that went back and forth with Ekin-Su. Because Ekin-Su's like, if you want to solve an argument, you go into the kitchen. So she's like, I'll make better pancakes than you. And she's like, I'm Ekin-Su, babe. And Natalia's like, Ekin who? And like, people were just like really amped up about like this little tiff that was happening. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, it was probably the one time I actually liked Natalia.
Yeah, like Ekin who?
Like her actually playing into it, and like her little verbiage back and forth. Oh, don't help her, don't help her. Like, I appreciated the dumb competition.
Okay, so before we get to the actual competition, which I was obsessed with, we see Dami and India really happy with each other, and like they're kind of cuddling before they fall asleep, and just like that they've gone through a lot in there, but they are happy, like that they're having this journey together, and I really liked seeing that. Ekin-Su and Davide, before they go to sleep, they're talking about like, we could have been in the hideaway and none of this would have happened. And Davide is like, everything happens for a reason. So I'm wondering why. What does that mean? Like, they're supposed to get into this fight? Like, what does that
That's
mean?
what I'm saying. I'm wondering if
Oh, like the reason was because they wanted to have this fight happen, as opposed to
yeah,
them being in the hideaway, and
yeah,
none of that would have happened.
happened.
Right.
Yes,
Right,
that's it.
right, 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 right. So in the morning, India's like, well, you're actually my boyfriend, but you haven't asked me yet. But like, you're actually my boyfriend. I was like, yeah,
Yeah,
and he better ask her soon.
yeah.
Like, and he
But
better put in a lot of work.
he said, oh no, we solidified it in there, like we're boyfriend and girlfriend when he came out. So
But
whatever.
not, they hasn't done like the whole big gesture yet.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's happening. We'll see if it happens after she talks to family, maybe.
Yeah, it could be before or after.
Yeah,
I could see it happening still before. Just to like really, just because if he's going to be meeting the family, he might really want to look better in their eyes,
okay,
So
I can see that. I can see that.
So yeah, so the boys, he's like, she said boyfriend, and so he does replay all this and like lets them know like what was going on. They're
Mm-hmm.
asking about the salon. He's kind of no, like not kissing and telling. We hear
That
Deji.
part when Luca, who was it, Luca or Andrew, was like, oh, any salons open, and they're both like, what? Huh? What are you talking about? Huh?
Oh yeah,
I
because they're in the bedroom. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I absolutely love that part. Like that, the fact that they were both on the same page, and then when they went to their separate conversations, they absolutely carried that on. I absolutely appreciate both of them for that.
And they're so cute though. Like India is like sitting on the bed, and she's just like, she's smiling, she's smiling, she's smiling, and she's just like, what? The girls want to know if the salon was open. This was in their regular chat. Ekin-Su asked if there was a blow dry. She's like, no, just hands, just hands, just hands. So then the moment that I really enjoyed is Tasha and Danica holding spatulas as ring girls with Ekin-Su coming out signing autographs for the pancake takedown. Like, it was so fun to see that. And then we see like Nathalia come in the other corner, Ekin-Su's in black, and Natalia's in white. And I thought it was really fun. But Davide was the main tester. They brought him away, so he couldn't see which pan each of the two competitors used. And I love like Gemma giving Ekin-Su water from the sideline because she's her coach. Like, I thought the whole thing was silly. It was fun. I was happy that they both played into it, and they had a literal like Top Chef style bake off for pancakes for Davide. I thought it was really fun.
Yeah, I thought it was cute. Um, I don't know if he really knew which one, although Gemma said she thought that Natalia's was better than Ekin-Su. She's like, I'll never admit this. But
Well,
I'm
she
like, girl,
did.
you're admitting it on your ITM. She's going to know.
I mean, regardless though, maybe Davide knew which one was Ekin-Su's and
Right,
just chose Ekin-Su's.
right. That's what
Um,
I'm saying. He's like,
but
I better
Davide was
choose the
better.
right
He
one.
was being sorry.
I said he was probably like, listen, I better choose the right one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, it definitely he needed to choose the right one here because that wouldn't have gone over well. So he's like, the second is better. And the reigning champion is Ekin-Su, even though Gemma preferred Natalia's. Sans agrees, hilarious and good for group bonding. Yes, like those kind of moments is what I really like when they make a song or like when they do things as a group. It's something that I think really solidifies the season and like their bonds moving after. Like, it's just going to be a memory that they have forever, even though it was just so silly.
Yeah, like remember that time in the villa when we did that competition? Like, yeah, yeah.
Dana liked the scene better than the challenges. I agree. I agree. It was fun. Daphne would have gotten chewed out if he didn't chew Ekin-Su's pancakes. Absolutely. Well, you can kind of tell that he knew whose was whose, because he's just like, which one was which one again? Like, I do wish that we got to taste them or something. Like, I want to know actually whose was better, or like why one was better than the other. But so we do have an actual challenge this episode. You've got male challenge.
They just packing it in this episode.
Yes, I mean, I don't know why they ever have to be an hour and 20 minutes though. This is why I'm always like late, because if I don't watch it at 4 live, then I will have to wait until the show is finished airing completely before I can start watching it. And when I watch it on ITV, there's the stupid commercials. So it's longer than an hour and 20 minutes. And so I'm just like, actually, no, it's not longer than an hour. It is an hour and 20 minutes with the commercials. So it's really frustrating because I'm like, I would love to like, even when it's going, just to start at the beginning. But sometimes like, oh, I can start watching at 4:30. I would just want to start it at the beginning. But no, I have to wait till the entire episode is air and before it's posted.
Yeah.
It's very annoying. Just saying, I had to put that disclaimer out there. So, any highlights from this You Got Mails challenge? They kind of have to come through these boxes of parcels. They have to rip off their pants. They have to take their girl around in a trolley. They had to go through a mail slot and kiss. While they're all, what were they spraying on them?
I don't know. It looked like soap.
What was it supposed to be? I feel like it was like whipped cream because like they're
It
getting
was
in your mouth. Like, wouldn't
cream
you?
and- yeah, I don't know, but I was like, what is it meant to represent?
That's exactly what I mean. I'm like, I don't know what it's supposed to be. Like, we saw the dog,
Right.
like, so I get that. Like, is it supposed to be like, I don't know, a sprinkler system?
Maybe, or rain, or I don't know. It was weird. That part was the only part that I didn't understand. Like, I was like, okay, I understand the flow of this. I didn't understand that part.
Yeah, I mean, if it was just plain water, I would understand it, obviously, because like if you're a male person, you might get water if someone's watering their lawn.
Maybe it was supposed to be snow. Because weather, rain, sleet, snow,
okay,
or hail. So maybe it was supposed to be snow.
Okay, maybe snow. Oh, Sans.
Uh,
Okay.
okay.
Okay. I
Maybe.
mean,
Listen, I think all the guesses are right because I don't know.
unless it was the one thing that I did think that it could be, because I was really trying to figure it out,
Mm-hmm.
was the little popcorn, those like white popcorns that go inside of parcels. It kind of looked like that at points, so maybe that's was kind of what it was going to
Shipping,
be.
peanuts, shipping peanuts.
Peanuts. What I always said
You
popcorn.
said
Sorry,
popcorn
I
theory.
meant peanuts when I said popcorn.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I was thinking. Maybe it looked like. Jessica says, I agree with Debbie being the best by far, and Reese was still stiff. It was hilarious when Gemma said Luca was going for sexy.
Yeah.
Obviously, it
I
wasn't
mean,
going for sexy.
it again kind of like highlighted what we were talking about earlier. Dammy brought an entire performance.
Yes, he was so good.
He was so good, and then even him remaking it in their beach hut confessional, and she's dying
Oh, wait, when
laughing.
he's like squatting and like showing his like butt squatting.
And she's dying. Like even that part is just made like their interaction even better. Like he absolutely deserved this win. I'm not even just saying that because they're black. Like he literally made this like an actual thing to me.
Absolutely. When Deji came through, he couldn't pull off his pants. I was like, oh my God, they're tearaway pants. You can't tear away the tearaway pants. This is too embarrassing. Um, and Tasha, she doesn't know how to motivate a man, because she's like in there, the confession's like, well, you could have been maybe a little bit more playful. And it's like,
Tasha or Lacey?
Tasha said this.
Tasha to Andrew?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
I think
I
you could have been
didn't
a
hear
little bit
that
more
part.
playful. I was like, oh my gosh, like this guy's probably like embarrassed that he had to do this, and you're saying that he wasn't good.
Luca was terrible, and Gemma.
It's like not so much sexy.
Yeah, and Gemma was trying to be nice, and he's there like, oh, well, I was carrying in competition, as you could see, and I was like, you were terrible, and she's trying not to tell you that you were terrible.
Luca was boring and Gemma was disinterested. True, 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 true.
She's biding
Um,
her time to get on this.
yeah, she's like, okay, 10 more days, 10 more days. I thought it was funny though with so first Reese picks Danica, and I was like, okay, whatever. He's handsome and he has a little bit of appeal, but he was stiff, for sure. So he picks Danica, and then when JV goes, the song "I Need a Hero," but then he's like having trouble rolling around like the trolley, and he's like, she needs a hero, and this guy's like not strong enough to like move the trolley. I was like, aw, Jamie. I mean, Jamie is kind of cute though.
He is. But that's what, like her what she said in her recoupling. I knew she was going to pick him because it was actually absolutely correct. I do think he's the yin to her yang in a way that might work. Not saying that they're going to build a perfect relationship in appendix, but just saying.
I mean, it seems like in 7 days you can have what Adam and Paige have, so who knows? Jessica says, also, you can see clearly the difference between the confessionals with Danica between Reese and Jamie.
Oh,
yes.
No, she was so much, which is why I was so confused, because it's like she's so excited about Jamie. Like, even their kisses were more like just to them.
Yeah, and when she was with, I felt when she was with Reese that she didn't know why she was there with him. She's like, why am I doing confessionals with Reese? This is weird. That's kind of what it seemed like to me. And so there was no surprise. I said, I don't know why they need to deliberate. Dammy by far was the sexiest delivery man performer. Mm-hmm. No doubt. Squats alone sealed the deal. Like,
oh my God, he should have worn those pants to the hideaway. I can't.
They wouldn't have had them yet, I don't think. Unless it was taped out of order.
Yeah.
So after that, they're getting ready for the night, and we see immediately Reese and Danica up on the terrace, and he kisses her. I'm like, Danica, if you mess this up for yourself, I'll be annoyed with you.
That's when I started to get worried, because I'm like, what's going on? What's going on?
Don't do this, Danica, please. And so they kissed up there, but she's not great at moments though. Like, because after she's like, okay, we did it, that was good. Like, I don't know how she kind of
Like,
works with the awkwardness
yes,
is
she. You
not
can
great.
tell when she's really into somebody when she's not.
Right.
Like,
This is a good read for sure. Jessica doesn't think that Danica wanted to kiss Reese, but maybe she felt like she had to explore all her options. I don't think she enjoyed it.
I don't think so.
No, I don't. Well, I just it wasn't the moment wasn't there at
Mm-mm.
all, and yeah.
Cause did she go and kiss Jamie after that?
Not that I wrote down, no.
Okay.
But Reese does go down and tell Deji and Lacey about this kiss. And then I've got a text. There's gonna be a recoupling, girl's choice. I thought it was funny that Dammy's like, don't get my name wrong. Dammy, he's hurt. But I mean, it's
She didn't
such a
hesitate too. She's like, Daddy. Ah, I love
so
them. I'm sorry.
I don't understand why they did the order this way because didn't have the most amount of drama. I'm just confused by their
Because
order
the
choice.
couples have to be set because they're dumping like 4 couples tomorrow.
I'm fine with dumping couples, but I'm talking about the order that the women picked. I
Mhm.
thought it was just weird because there was no drama whatsoever with that order. Like you would think, I've thought that maybe Danica would have been last, maybe, and had to choose between those two, or I don't know. It just seemed was that they didn't want Natalia to have a chance to maybe take Davide. So the order was first Tasha choose Andrew, India chose Dami,
Mhm.
Gemma chose Luca, Paige chooses Adam, Lacey chooses Demi, Danica chooses Jamie, Ekin-Su chooses Davide, and Natalia chooses Reese.
Yeah, it was like they wanted to make sure that there would be absolutely no way that Natalia could choose
Davide.
Davide.
Or I guess, or
So,
Adam.
right. So instead of making Ekin-Su choose like before Danica, like you're saying, and have like Danica choose last. Well, no, she wouldn't have been able to choose last. So she would have had to choose second to last.
Mm-hmm.
And then the leftovers are the leftovers. Yeah.
So we just, that was the only intrigue as to whether or not she's going to choose
Yeah, because we
Reese.
all know that Ekin-Su was gonna choose
Yeah,
Davide. They did it
exactly.
wrong. Like they did it wrong. But they
Exactly.
they just didn't want to make it even a remote possibility of anything getting screwed up.
I guess so. So why were they playing it like that with some big heartbreak for Reese? He does not like Danica. His pride was just hurt. He
His
thinks
pride
that he
was
has more
hurt.
sauce than he does. Yeah, his pride was definitely hurt. He's a young guy. Definitely pride before the fall with
I
that one.
loved that little thing that Dammy and India did, where like they like swerved each other's kiss, and they did that. It was so cute, so cute. And
They like teasing
Ekin-Su's
each other.
speech was hilarious because it felt partially like she was like talking from the heart, but then partially she still is just like I can't stand you kind of thing. So that was cute.
Yes. I mean, yeah, they were obviously their recoupling speech was cute. Also, Ekin-Su's was kind of like talking about salt and pepper and needing spice and fire, and it was kind of messy, but
It
I
was.
still
That's why I
liked it.
said I was like still kind of like, yeah, I don't really like you, but I really like you. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So, I guess so. There's probably gonna be two couples dumped. So it would be Natalia and Reese. And who do you think will be dumped as well?
yeah. I have no idea.
I think it'll be Deji and Reese, or Deji and Lacey, Danica and
I don't.
Jamie.
It might be Dutchy and Lacey because people. I don't think they like her for him, so there's no reason to try to keep him in the village. He's not going to get anywhere with her. The couples
Mhm.
are not going to choose him, so could be either those two or Danica and Jamie. I personally think Danica and Jamie have way more of a potential
Mhm.
than Deji and Lacey, in my opinion.
Jessica says Ekin-Su laid on thick with her speech. They were starting to sound like wedding vows, but I guess she's trying to keep her mission for the win. Yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm. And I thought Ekin-Su was giving an Oscar speech.
It was so funny.
Hoping Deji and Lacey. Yeah, they're not bringing that much. They're not bringing that much.
Yeah, I mean, it says maybe dumped, right? So, um,
I
I
mean
think
that's Sue. If they don't like the bottom people, then they won't dump them.
then they'll have the Islanders choose one couple to stay with the bottom, and either they'll make it incentive like, do you want this couple to go, or or it'll be like, there's no way that they're staying together. So yeah,
Hmm. Well, this has been fun. So Son
yeah,
think Natalia and Reese, Deji and Lacey, Danica and Jamie are the Islanders, and that the Islanders were safe. Yeah.
yeah.
That's most likely what will happen.
Yeah, that's what I hope will happen. I hope that Dami and India are not in the bottom. But again, like I said, if they are in the bottom, that actually might give them an edge
To not
to
they don't
get
look too
to
dangerous.
not get
Hmm.
kicked off for the final four, because people will be like, oh, so we can like
Beat
go,
them.
like go against them. They won't win.
Danita says maybe Tasha and Andrew are finally going. Wishful thinking. I think it's wishful
And
thinking.
I don't think. I think the Islanders is going to have to send somebody home, and I still kind of think that they're. We know Luca is not going to sit there and say Tasha and Andrew have chemistry, have potential.
But if they're in the bottom, they might send them home, is what Sansa's saying here, or Danita's saying here. They're hoping that they'll be in the bottom and
Yeah.
just
Oh, so what I'm
go.
saying, yeah, I'm saying I don't know if they're going to be back in the bottom. People have turned the tide on them.
I mean,
Now Tasha's the best dressed Islander in the
she's
whole
always
thing.
she's always been actually pretty good. I've said that.
And
Like I love
yeah,
that jean jacket of hers.
yeah, and now she, they love Tasha and Andrew,
I don't love Josh and Andrew.
and hate Dami and
That's
India.
stupid. Like
Uh,
that's just them finding an excuse to not like the black couple. Like
yeah,
because
pretty much.
there's zero reason to not enjoy their interactions.
And the fact that, like, and the thing is, a lot of it is black people. There are some white people doing this, but it's a lot of black men and women doing it. And what annoys me the most is like the video that's recirculating again with Adam Collard talking about Day with some of those other guys, that happened like last year or the year before. If you remember, I don't know if you remember that video. I didn't even realize he was one of the guys in it.
Mm.
And just absolutely talking about her for no reason, about not wanting to couple up with her and that kind of stuff. So yeah, I just like, y'all really, you will dig into Damn India and everything that they do and twist and turn it, and just surface level look at what some of these white guys do, and it's not, it's terrible. So
Definitely, there's a double standard for sure. We know this, but you know what? They are doing the best that an all black couple has done. I think
yeah,
that they've had the ups and downs. They
yeah,
have a lot of support, and I think that they could get to the finals.
yeah.
Like
And
so,
somebody else mentioned, they're like, I do have to say, I am glad that Dami has been able to be his authentic, even if he doesn't win. Just him not faking it and trying to be his authentic self, whether we like it or not, through this entire thing, that he's like, okay, I'm not a black guy, I'm just a guy in this villa, they can appreciate. So I do appreciate that, because I do feel like that's the case, because he really didn't give a care.
yeah, he definitely wasn't playing a game. Well,
No,
like because if he was playing a game, he'd realize that he had the keys to like the final and maybe
yeah.
even a win.
But
Uh,
according to Coco, she went in there and told them some of the stuff. So that's why I keep saying to people, I'm like, either it's his producer led, or like in his head, he thought they needed this test in order to make them a stronger couple.
I mean, or maybe he thought that for him and his brand, the negative publicity is better for him
Mm-hmm.
to like get more stuff after. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like he doesn't want to be a pushover like Andrew. Like he
Oh
like
yeah,
so I maybe he just wanted just to have the storylines and you know what I mean? He was going to deal with the consequences after because he
afterwards, yeah,
wanted to be the main character.
character, yeah.
Well, it's been a slice. We will be away for a day, but we'll be back on Sunday. I'm not sure about what the schedule is for Love Island USA, but we will be live tonight, probably at 11 p.m. Eastern, to recap episode 4 of Love Island USA. We're not sure if there is an episode tomorrow. If there is, we will go live tomorrow right after the episode, and then back to around 6 o'clock on Sunday to do Love Island UK, the next episode. And is there an episode on Sundays for USA?
The
It's
only
Mondays. That's
episode
dark.
is not Monday.
So, and then after the episode on Sunday as well. So, thanks everybody in the chat for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you guys being here. Yes, we'll see you guys later for Love Island USA. Tamika, do you have anything to share before we head out?
No, I was gonna do a challenge. Clubhouse. I'm still trying to figure out when I'm gonna do that. I can't do it today.
No, you're taking a nap.
Yeah. And then, like I said, watch Rap Shit. Let me know what y'all think. I might do a recap for that. I've been hearing really good things about it. So, yeah, and we'll keep finding good stuff to watch. Scripted TV, reality TV. We got like so much that's coming out in this next week. Tomorrow, Black Love Doc comes back. Say Yes to the Dress comes back tomorrow. I'm so excited for like all the shows that are coming back in the next couple of weeks.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. So if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to this channel. Also subscribe to Entertainment in Color on all social media platforms, including YouTube. Like this video and let us know which couples do you think are going to be dumped. Since we have a day to kind of mull over and think about it, I want to know if you think that the Islanders will save Danica and Jamie if she's in the bottom 3. Like, what do you think is going to happen? Obviously, if you have any direct spoilers, we do not want to know those, but we want to hear your speculations here in the comments below. Thank you so much, everybody. We will see you. Oh, I will be with the boys, yes, in about half an hour, talking about the Challenge USA at 8 p.m. Eastern. So we will be live shortly. So we'll see some of you there or some of you guys later on this evening for Love Island. Bye.